In this week's Zip Trip, we're taking you to Westhampton to Steve's Sugar Shack. And joining me now is the man himself. This is Steve Holt. Steve, thanks for having us out.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
You got quite a place here. I call this a sugar shack, but it's actually a lot more than that. This is a pretty big building, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
How long you been here?
I've been on this location since '99. I started making syrup in 1976.
So you've been at it a while. You're getting pretty good at it.
Yes.
What made you decide to get into making maple sugar?
A lot of neighbors in Westhampton, the farms, ran maple sugaring operations, and all the kids used to just go by and help collect the sap because it was something to do after school.
Right.
And one night I was sitting at a sugar house with an old timer, and I said, I think I could do this. And he went to a sap bucket, grabbed 6 old spigots, and handed it to me and said, go set 6 trees, you'll be in business.
And the rest is history. 6 trees, though, you tap a lot more than that.
Yeah, we're up around 1,000 taps now, pipeline and buckets.
Wow, and it takes something like the apparatus behind us to boil down all that sap. That's the evaporator?
That is the evaporator.
Looks like a locomotive. Quickly explain how that works.
What the evaporator does is it takes the sap that is raw, it looks just like water with 2% sugar in it. We have to boil out most of that water till it's a syrup consistency.
It's about 40 to 1.
40 to 1 is the ratio most of the season. As the season goes on, it gets even higher. Once it's down to the right ratio, we draw that finished product off, we filter it, reheat it, jug it, and put it on the tables.
It's a pretty scientific project, isn't it? Back in the old days, there wasn't a lot of technology, but now it's very high tech.
Right, it's very high tech and efficient and environmentally friendly. We're making syrup faster, we're using less wood to make it happen. We have some automation that makes the syrup so it comes off automatically. We have floats that keep the levels even in the pans, so we kind of babysit is what we do, but we babysit it a long time.
How long is the season? Because you have to strike while the iron's hot and the sap is running.
Lately it's been about 5 or 6 weeks. When I was a kid, when I started setting at 12, it was about 8 weeks. The spring kind of dragged on more. Now the climates are changing where our extremes are happening faster. If things are too warm too quick, the season is over and the trees start doing their next thing, which is putting out leaves.
So while we want it to warm up quickly, if you're making maple syrup, you drag.
We want a long mud season.
Now, what I love about your business, Steve Sugar Shack, is it's not just about making the syrup. You're also educating people. Folks can stop by and you'll give them a tour, won't you?
Right, I will. I designed this sugar house so when people come to the sugar house to get breakfast, I am the person that walks them through the evaporator and tells all the details of how the syrup is coming in, how the sap looks, how it changes color, when is it at the right consistency to take off syrup, and that's all I do while the restaurant is running, and that's usually Saturdays and Sundays, 7 to 1 for 4 more weekends.
Now, you gave me a tour, and I can say you're one heck of a tour guide. You know your syrup. It's fascinating. Of course, when we're here, we also want to try some. You serve breakfast, don't you?
I do.
Tell me about that.
The breakfast is on Saturdays and Sundays, 7 to 1. We have pancakes, French toast, waffles, eggs, sausage, and bacon that you will come back for.
Should I make a reservation?
Unfortunately, you have to just show up and wait in line. But I tell people all the time, there is never a line at 7 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Right, if you come really early. Steve, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Awesome. Steve Sugar Shack here in Westhampton.